In the 1940s, a lab in Tennessee, USA, a mouse is born and dead within 3 weeks. Scaly skin, swollen organs, no one knew why. It took scientists 60 years to find the answer. When they did, 3 people won the Nobel Prize for it. Here is how a dead mouse from a nuclear weapons lab ended up explaining our entire immune system. Chapter 1. The Manhattan Project. The researchers there were studying radiation, and somewhere in their breeding colony, a mutation showed up. Male mice were born with flaky skin, massively enlarged spleens, and they just didn't survive. They named the strain scurfy, after the scaly skin. They figured out it was on the X chromosome. Females carried it without symptoms and passed it down. Beyond that, nobody knew what was actually broken. So, the mouse sat there, a mystery on file for decades. Chapter 2. Our immune system and Sakaguchi's first clue. While that mouse sits in a file, a Japanese immunologist named Shimon Sakaguchi is working on a completely different problem in the early 1980s in Japan. Our immune system has these soldiers called T cells. Your body makes trillions of these T cells, all with different shapes. And sometimes some of them get shaped in a way that makes them target on our own body. So the question comes, why aren't we all falling apart from autoimmune diseases? Scientists had a partial answer. There is a little organ in your chest called thymus. Think of it as a training academy for T cells. T cells go in, they get tested. If they react to the body's own proteins, they get eliminated. That process is called central tolerance. The system is not perfect. Some rogue T cells slip through. Sakaguchi was like, hey, there has to be something else. Some kind of backup system, a second line of defense. He keeps coming back to this weird experiment his colleagues did. They removed the thymus from the newborn mice, just 3 days old, and instead of having a weak immune system like everyone expected, the immune system went absolutely berserk. The mice attacked their own organs and got all kinds of autoimmune damage. What if removing the thymus that early doesn't just stop bad T cells from being filtered out? What if it also removes something good? Some kind of guard that normally keeps the rest of the immune system in check. So he starts an experiment of his own. He takes T cells from healthy mice, injects them into the sick ones, and the autoimmune disease stops. There was something in that mix protecting them. Chapter 3. The Discovery of T-Rex. He spends over a decade trying to figure out what that something is. And in 1995, he finally cracks it. He finds a completely new class of T cells. And unlike the soldiers that attack, these cells calm everything down. He calls them regulatory T cells, T-Rex. Most of the scientific community still not convinced. They want harder proof. To know what happens next, watch out for part 2 and follow the biology bro.